Hi, I'm Ron Polk, designer of the Polk Workbench, and this is my portable woodshop, built in a 14-foot V-nose trailer. If you've watched my other videos, there's a lot of detail about purchasing the trailer, designing it, and building it out. Now it's been on the job a few months. It's my favorite work scenario that I've had in all the years of my contracting business. But there's a couple of things that have been niggling at me, and one of them I'm going to deal with today. Some leftover plywood from building the sawhorses, shaved down 1 inch to 20 millimeters. Blade. It will be parallel. This is where I transport my 4x8 Polk Workbench. And I have this space just behind it that I use to store long stuff that doesn't fit anywhere else. Like my Festool track, which is over 8 feet, so I was unable to get it to nest in here since this garage for my other workbench and sawhorses and things is limited to 8 feet. So I want to be able to organize them a little better and have a little better access to them. So this area here is pretty long. It goes beyond 8 feet. My miter saw fits in on the very end, and it goes back a little bit into that space, but I have plenty of room to go beyond 8 feet. So I want to put a couple of shelves against the wall here that I can access from the end, like to pull my track out and to get to the other things. And then when my bench is down, I'll have full access to it. So that's my project for today. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to build the shelves, how I'm going to attach them. I've measured and I have 6 inches tight to the workbench. The first thing I need to do is set up my workshop so that I can fabricate the shelves. Now I can start figuring out how I'm going to do this. I will use 3/4 material sticking straight out, and I will either attach it to the wall with pocket screws using not standard wood screws, but screws that would self-tap into the metal studs. And that'll give me, if I do that, that'll give me the most usable space. If I do a cleat, then that's going to take up the space either on the top or the bottom, depending on the way I run the cleat. I do want a lip on the outside edge. I don't want to box it in. I want to access it from this side, and I want to be able to slide it in. So basically, it's just going to be cantilever shelves with a lip. I'll make the lip out of 1/2 inch plywood. I went through my pile of excess material, and I have only one piece of 3/4 ply long enough, a full 8-foot piece, plenty wide to do one piece. Rip it down just a little bit, but I need 1, maybe 2 more strips. I started the project yesterday, and I did not have enough 3/4 material, so I had to wait for the lumber store to open today, and then I ran and picked out a piece of 3/4. Fortunately, it seems the price has dropped, so a piece of 3/4 AC satin ply was $39 instead of closer to $50 the way it's been the last few months. So nice little drop in price. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 2 strips out of this, and then the rest will just be saved for future projects. And I'm going to make them a little wider than I need them, just a little bit, and then I'll take these 2 strips and the other one, and I'll run them all through the table saw so I'll get nice uniformity with them. So first thing is to make me a couple of rips and then finish up on the table saw. Now I'm going to lay out the pocket holes. The pocket holes need to be laid out precisely so that they will go into the aluminum trailer studs. So I'll just put the shelf right where I want it. I'm going to make the pocket holes in the top of the shelf. My thought being is they'll go in at an angle. These are going to be cantilevered, so any pressure will be pulling against the screw up. So that'll be, I think, a little stronger than if I do it from the bottom. So I want to cut the pocket screws on this, what will be the top side, but the cut is from the bottom. So I'm going to transfer these marks around so I can see them on the top. Now I'm going to make the 1.5-inch strips to go on the front edge of the shelf from some 1/2-inch stock that I have left over from another project. Now I'll glue and pin the shelf edge on. I'm going to put a little strip of 3/4 plywood that I ripped down to about 1/2 inch thick. I'm going to put it right flush with the edge of this, and that'll just create a lip for whatever I put in there so it won't slide out this direction. This next shelf I shortened by 1.5 inches to account for the lift cable for the ramp door. I didn't want to just shove it over 1.5 inches. One, I wanted the ends to line up good, but also I've already got the pocket holes drilled to fall in the studs. So if I would have just pushed it over, they would have all been misaligned. Well, a little more organization is complete. It wasn't exactly like I had envisioned. I was thinking about 3 spaces, so I made 3 shelves. Obviously, I didn't need one on the bottom, so 1 extra shelf that I'll cut up and use for something else in the future. The main thing I wanted to do was I had this long stuff that was just piled up here, so I had to dig through it, pull stuff out to get what I needed, and also the benches pretty much had to be out of the way for me to get to the stuff. So now the cross-cut jig, it's tucked away in a nice little spot. When the bench is off, I can pull it out. And the top section, I didn't think about this cable running through it, so this won't be that accessible from the end. Not a big deal. Again, that's going to be for my crown stop and the story pole and a couple other long plywood jigs I have that I can either reach over the bench with a ladder or just have the bench out and pull it out. But again, at least it's not all piled on each other, and I can get my track in and out without anything else moving. And I also have the ability now to put some other tracks in here as well. It's leaning, but there's a lot of width there, so if I get any other long tracks, they can slide in there. I'm satisfied with it. It didn't take that long, and it'll make my construction projects just a little bit more organized and make me a little bit more efficient. If you like these videos of me showing you the little projects I tackle, be sure to subscribe. Share them with others. And also, if you want to get a set of the workbench plans, click on the link in the video. It'll take you right over where you can find out where to download them. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Have a great day.